Well, for anyone who doesn't know me, I, I believe most of you, can you go next, please? Uh, my name is Carlos. I'm working with engineering at Plum. I've been responsible for the payments teams, therefore like internal tools team at Plum, like try to expand their business and moving that like to the next level of uh, money movements all over UK, Greece, and Cyprus. They are not active company in Germany. I want to talk a little bit about that on the next slide. But I am also a founder of Get Lost, which traveling social media for green travelers who want to discover more the world in a more conscious way. And also I'm cooker at home because like I have to help my wife sometimes with taking care of the baby and all the responsibilities that I have at home. But I've been working with technology for the past 20 years. I've been going to CS like since 2004, and I've been specializing in startups for the past 10 years. So my presentation is going to be a less technical than the other ones. It's more about us understand the use cases of AI and how the AI can be helpful or not for us to move further on your implementation or how this can bring like a real benefit for you. So can you move next, please? So talking about Plan, who doesn't know, for the people who doesn't know Plan is like a money app and a bank who help you save and organize your finances to save in the long term and build wealth over your retirement. But how Plan does that? Do that normally? It has a AI analysis about your expense or day-to-day expenses, like see how you save in taxes, how you can save in the long term, and based on that, they give you predictions on where you can save and how much money you can save each month. Okay, and I'm using Plan as one of the examples. First, because I work there and I know how it works, and second, because it's a use that we can have for AI in the large scale over where how we can use to save money. Can you move next, please? Um, talk a little bit about Get Lost. Get Lost is a company that I found. Again, it's a social media for green travelers. And here, I think that's important to tell about this because you have I have cases when we can use AI and we try to overcomplicate some situations when we had to use AI and we could take a simple solution. So who doesn't know Get Lost? I invite you to download the app, sign up over there, know our platform. But we start this company with 3 people, and you had to learn how to optimize your time versus resources you have over there. So we started using AI over there, for example, to be able to understand the content of our users, understand the locations they are, what they like the most, which kind of photos they are taking, if like the photos they are taking for the app is appropriate or not, without having like a huge team for us to create these images for us. This is one example that we can use AI for image recognition, for get descriptions of the customers and stuff like that. We had other scenarios when we tried to implement AI to give better recommendations for our customers, but we saw that the moment we had in the company, we are trying to overcomplicate a simple solution that was just like giving a better sorting based on the user's behaviors. So we spend a lot of time, we spend a lot of money to try to work for the solution. At the end, we saw that something way simpler, some more statistical could solve our problems. Can you move next, please? So this brings the question to this group, and we can get more questions also at the end. Like, does everything need an AI? As our previous presenters told, like AI can help us in many aspects. We have many companies with the eager to put AI, but we have to bring this question for ourselves, like all the problems need AI to solve. And I can give examples for a company that I did consultants before, and companies that was focused on a greenfield and they work most in the B2B area where they have 100 sales a year, where they have a bigger sales and they want to like invest a lot in technology to build like a e-commerce and they want to put AI to help them so their customers to sort things. But the cost of AI didn't work for them. The business that they had at the moment, and I'm not saying that they don't need AI at all, but the business they had at the moment didn't need AI to solve their problem. It was a problem that was way easier and way more simpler and way cheaper to solve with the human perspective over there than like put a model to work on their case. Can you move next, please? So when you're talking about bringing AI specifically for a startup, or you're thinking about developing an idea for yourself, or you start being a founder, you have to put in mind if it's worth it for you to develop your own AI, or if your company is focused on the AI business, for you to be able to create something on your own, or if it's worth it for you to get like a specific tool, a tool that's open the market, a tool that sometimes is free in the beginning, using tools like from OpenAI, Gemini, Cloud that are on the market today, that can be more effective for the moment your business are in the beginning. Can you move next, please? So I think the first question that you have to put in your mind when you want to bring in AI to a company, and you want like to use as a concept for your customers, are you really solving a problem for your customer at the end with AI, or you just have the eager to put AI as like many companies are putting today in their names, or trying to wash the AI name over? In many cases, you say that's true. We have use cases, we have simple user cases, we have more complex use cases, but I would say that most of the cases we have today, this is not the reality. Some cases can be solved in a simple way for like a starting company, or like a starting an idea, and then can be involved in like a more complex model. Can you move next, please? And that is the question. I want to use AI. Does AI is helping me on day-to-day scenarios? Does AI it's bringing any value, or is like I'm just using for the concept of using AI? So as we saw in the previous presentations, we have like many different uses. You have Copilot for developers. You have ChatGPT that you can use to revise your tests before you send an email. This it can help on a daily basis, but does not everything need to be there with AI to solve your problem. So if it's helping you, it's bringing value, it's bringing more time, it's optimizing your day-to-day, great. You should be using AI to do that. That AI should help you gain time over things instead of like make you taking time over things. Next, please. So, any questions?
Carlos,
there we go.
hey, Carlos, thanks for the presentation. I have a very similar question. What are some use cases you are doing at Plum with Gen AI?
With AI, I think like it's the main use case. We are taking the AI to analyze all the spends of our user. So we are leveraging the user of open banking API when you have access to the user expenses with the banking link to the accounting plan, and we try to learn your expense behavior to give suggestions where you can save money and how you can save money. And you have like all the features like most of the banks have like roundup scenarios. We have some structure of gamification over your expenses to try to help you save more on a day-to-day. But this is also helping all based on understanding your spending habits. It's not about your saving on your coffee that's going to make you a millionaire. Like people think that this is going to happen, but it's more about doing that in a conscious way on day-to-day basis for you to build like something.
Got it. And what is means from product point of view, what is the product metric that you are chasing here?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
What is the product metric you are chasing here when you are using AI?
Mostly we are looking for the constant the average amount of deposits per user on our case, because like we have the option, for example, to round up when you charge the customer directly, or we have like some metrics that like make the user save the money directly, but overall also how much money the users are saving over the year.
Got it. Thanks, Carlos.
Great. I think I have a question from Jack.
Yes, hey Carlos. given that you guys you're doing this now and you're obviously building features for customer facing products, how have you approached it from a talent perspective? I guess kind of in a way where you're either using existing engineers and giving them the chance to start doing this stuff and build AI kind of focused product features, or have you had to bring in new talent, which is obviously kind of coming from potentially more of an academic background, but has experience of this in previous organizations? How have you approached it?
We had both approaches. We have training inside of the company for bringing our data engineers and our AI engineers to the ideal we want to move, but we also hire externally because we always want to improve the model, and we are not investing in only one side of the model, because we have like, for example, we are talking about the learning about the user expenses, but we start like also testing and implementing models for the support of the user. So we are going also, like some cases when you are trying to be proactive over the problems that happen instead of waiting for the customer coming to us using AI.
And have you kind of had to, I'm interested in your views on kind of taking what is right now a highly academic kind of skill set, I guess, in kind of lots of people coming out of academia with AI, you know, in various different kind of ways, but kind of flavors of AI from an academia perspective versus software engineers, and how you kind of get merging those two kind of practices together in harmony.
It's a very good question, and usually like what I like to say is like, it's, if you think about the concept of AI, the algorithm for AI have existed since the 1970s, and it was like built by mathematicians and like still like built by engineers. So at the end, all the engineers have the capacity or have the skill set to like start implementing some basic modules. And if you want to go more advanced, you need more knowledge, of course, but depends very much what you try to apply in the project and how much faster you need that, like the knowledge to be applied and the result. If you have time and you want to invest in a long time of engineers, you can trade that like to be able like to improve these models, to like training these models and bringing this AI in a more cooperative way in the development. But if not, like you can try to hire someone, but also like if you take the cost of hiring versus costing of onboarding also can take time. So like it's really depending case by case.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, I think you're next, or I think I'm not sure if Sadaf made a question first or you made a question first.
Doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for a really interesting talk. I guess my question was more, you mentioned you're using open banking on top of AI to analyze funding patterns, but I'd just love to understand how, when you think about build versus buy for some of these tools, how do you make those decisions? Well,
basically, it's like the simple questions usually is cost, because like if you have a product that works and you work with many third parties that offer banking products inside of Plum, and you develop part of that, it's how much you can take from that product versus how much cost for us to develop that product at home. It's the same thing. I can give a not AI example, but I saw many companies try to develop their own ticket system for customer support, instead of like getting something like Zendesk or Salesforce, and this is taking a long time to develop and it's very costly. And you try to compete with a company with 2,000 employees all over the world that's focused only in this business, versus you trying to develop this with 7 employees and trying to get the same result. It's going to be very difficult to achieve. If I have like a company that's providing the service that I need and specialize in this, and I can fit my business model over this, usually in the long term, this is cheaper for the company.
Got it. Thanks.
Carlos, thanks and well done. I think you started to hint, a little bit to what I was going to ask, but maybe I'm wondering if you already have things in mind. When it comes to the future and the predictions of what actually could be the savings that someone could be doing, and knowing that you have, customers that maybe sit quite widely, if you mentioned UK and maybe in Germany or other areas, right? So there's quite a lot of, some of the sets of the behaviors, aren't the same. Have you found, or are you, experimenting with different types of, ML, algorithms to really have value or to kind of add value that is more specific for those users? And how are you going, about that? Because that versus your normal features is quite, it's not the same, right? One is more, kind of in R&D, and the other one's more, okay, here's a feature for the user, which is really key for them now, right?
Yes, a great question. In general, there's two like segments over this question. I think one is we have segmented behavior users, because we are trying to understand what your spending habits as João, for example, and second, let's say that you live in UK, we have the like a behavior over like the England, for example, they have more spending habits, more priorities than like people in Greece. So this is all put in parameters, but like the focus of Plum at the moment is on the user. We could like increase the size of or increase the predictability of our behaviors doing that, yes, but at the moment we are focused most on the user. So like the user is like the focus. So, like for me, I could like give like suggestions where you spend your money, but that's not the idea. If I analyze the behavior, the idea is for you to how to save more, and this is very personal and depends very much, way more instead of like location, more I would say in the demographic of the user. So when you are younger, like you tend to save less money, even if you should save more. But when you're older, you want to save more money if you don't have like savings before, because you're thinking like more in the more longer term. Related to features, not all the features that we are trying to put are related to AI. Some of them like are more focused and how we can make transition, or how we can make like, for example, the experience of the user better, and like over the user of the application in general, instead of only the spending habits. The brain to spend the habits is a very separate part of the application. How we integrate around this brain is how we put features around this brain is like where the fun happens, I would say.
Nice, thank you.